All right, what's going on, guys? Try back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another video for Fear the Walking Dead, leading up to the 13th episode for Fear the Walking Dead Season 5. And this one will give our thoughts on the tree after the blood splatter with the universe trying to tell us something. You are ill. Alright, and spoiler warning, as per usual, if you are not caught up for Fear the Walking Dead. So I thought we would lead with this question for this week, because I feel like after the Rabbi's introduction episode, Neer to Mead, it's, I don't know if there's too much to talk about with regards to that. It's kind of like, okay, Logan's at the oil field. We're going to see some firefights or some interesting stuff like that. Morgan and the others are going to really have to rethink the whole not killing anybody thing and not doing that, because with Logan, I don't think they're going to have much of a choice. He's going to push them to that point to where they're going to have to. And especially if Morgan's kind of off in the distance, then Dwight and Sarah will probably take care of it, and John and June will have to. And yeah, they're probably going to have to kill some people. It's what it is. So not too much to talk about for episode 11, but I definitely want to at least one Q&A for this week to start things off, kind of giving our thoughts on where the show's at right now. I'm not going to do any videos this week of fans hating, quitting watching Fear and this kind of thing. There's some of those comments. Well, there's a lot of those comments in my review for episode 11, which is always the case with Fear, but Brandon Neer pointed out something to me that I had missed upon first viewing from episode 11, which was the Wes episode, with the painting of the trees and that kind of stuff. So he said that Alicia is dead. He said that dialogue she had with Strand is key. And I actually went back and checked the episode again to get the screen cap for you guys so you can see it, and also so I can see what he's saying here. And she says, why does it feel like the universe is, or do you ever get the feeling the universe is trying to tell you something? And then on the tree where it says, you're still here, it's kind of blooded over in the spot to where it actually changes to say, you are ill instead of the still. If you count out the S and the T, you get ill. So instead of you're still here, if you're reading this, you're still here, it's sort of like if you're reading this, you are ill, which is brutal. That is so brutal. The universe is trying to tell us something. It's trying to tell that you are ill. Brutal. And also, she's been acting really strange. If you look at her behavior recently, with painting on the trees, going around, even in the sneak peek for episode 13, she's like still calling, trying to get a hold of Wes and the walkie-talkie, even though it's like, okay, I know she was helping Annie and the kids, but this guy, you're not going to need to help. He can survive on his own just fine and everything. Maybe he's better off without you guys, actually, because you might turn him into a pacifist, or just this really like, this peace worshiping person that, it really is not going to work that well in the zombie apocalypse. But this one is brutal. So Brandon just totally smashed it for me by telling me that, because I was like, you could definitely read it that way. And I did think it was strange, like, you ever think the universe is trying to tell you something? And I thought it was the universe was trying to tell us that, hey, you're still here, you're still watching. That's what everybody commented. Everybody commented like, you're still here, great, that's excellent. That's the universe trying to tell something. But the layered message is that you are ill, right, as it's bloodied out. So if he's right here, and I really hope that he's not, man. That is just going to be awful. And we've done a few videos now. We did death predictions for the second half. That was my first kind of thing, was I thought they were going to do this, and I had myself kind of talked into it, but then people were like, well, Trev, if they do that though, you do know they're going to kill the show, right? Like if she's killed off this season, that's it. Fear has enough hate already as it is, but if this happens, it's done. Like season 6, when it comes back, and there's the third spinoff adding on as well too, if they come back for season 6 and she's not in the show, it's just going to be like, oh, well, forget it. Like, there's no point. Forget it. There's no point anymore. Brian Achim says, Alicia is obviously the Phoenix because she's always on fire, so that's nice. Alicia of the Dead says, as a comment from the account Alicia of the Dead, it's got a picture of Alicia as the display, it says, I enjoyed this episode, but I bet the last 2 episodes will be awesome. However, if Alicia dies, so will the show. I would bet $1,000 on it. So he's betting that if they kill off Alicia, that the show is going to die with it fairly soonly afterwards. And that's I don't think I'm going to argue that with anybody. I could not make a point that the show would have a bright future if they do that, because if you look at the last few episodes, I do think it adds a lot to the episodes to have somebody from the beginning of the show that's still in the show. It's really good. Morgan can do his thing, and he's got some people are fans of Lennie James as Morgan. Some people at this point are not because they're just tired of the whole, peace thing. But if you do that, I mean, you're looking at like Neer to Mead, for example, in the episode, you have John and June, you have some of the others. Yeah, they're cool and stuff. John's cool, he's fun. I like John. I don't want to see him be killed off, but there's a different kind of emotional attachment that you get as a viewer when you've watched 16 episode seasons for 5 years and seeing that particular character. You don't have Daryl anymore in The Walking Dead, or you don't have Rick, or you don't have some of the others. It does make a difference. It does make a huge impact. So I really hope Brandon is wrong with this kind of death prediction for the finale here. It's not at all what I want to see, and if they do it, coming back for season 6, I'm really going to have to look at to say, like, should I review this anymore? Should I find something else to review or something else to do? Maybe that's what we'll have to do. Because I like Morgan too, but I do hear everyone to say, like, okay, you've got him there, but the whole thing of the not killing anyone thing is kind of getting a little crazy. So we'll see. So I hope that's not season 5, which is that's the whole thing of season 5, is that's what they're doing. If they do that, I think it's like shooting yourself in the foot. It's like taking Rick and like killing Rick off when you don't need to. It's unless she wants to leave, then it's different. But otherwise, you just don't do it. Slim, YoulookDead says, so this episode sucks. So for Neer to Mead, a lot of people said that. I went in with it. I just tried to enjoy it as best as I could. I knew that it'd be. I saw the preview, so I knew it'd be Charlie and John and June, some of the others, and the new rabbi character. And I was just like, maybe it'll be okay. And that's kind of what it was. So that's kind of the way I read it. It was like, it's just an okay episode. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't a terrible episode. It's like, it's kind of what I had expected. But it is like one of the things that's happening right now with Fear is that you have everything happening all over the place, but it feels almost like nothing's happening. Like you have all this stuff happening. You have new characters joining. You have new characters showing up like Wes and the rabbi. But you don't really have you have the Logan thing kind of going on in the background. But it kind of feels like, is that enough? Like, it feels like there should be more kind of some bigger theme going on right now. And the oil thing is what they have. But it's like it kind of feels like it doesn't feel like it's that much. Like with the Walking Dead original series, it pretty much always feels like there's a big overarching theme. And with Fear right now, aside from the oil fields and Logan and them trying to help people, that's really it. Aside from that, they're kind of just going around, just doing the regular stuff in the zombie apocalypse. So, hopefully they've got something. Hopefully, in the end of the season, they do something good, and they don't do something that I would view as really bad. They do something where it's like, they bring Madison back, or they have a major character death, but it's not Morgan or Alicia, one of the two, right? Something like that. I don't know. We'll see what they do in the finale, but man. I really hope that she's not ill and that's not what they're doing. That's not what the whole season is really going to be about, because otherwise it's going to be like, do I want to come back and watch it the next year for season 6? And I'm sure a lot of you guys will feel the same way. So leave your comments below. Let me know after this season and what they've done so far this season. If that's their finale for the end, will you come back for season 6? Just that's the only comment. You can comment whatever you want, but specifically I want to see that. Will you come back for season 6 if that's how this season ends off with how it's been going so far? Because I'm really going to have to think. And I always with this channel, I always intended to review everything Walking Dead, like to basically do every episode of every show they did for Walking Dead, and that would be part of the theme of the channel. But if they do that, I'm really going to have to go back to the drawing board and be like, I don't like this show anymore, if that's what they're going to do. And so I don't really want to review this anymore. I don't want to touch it anymore, because it's like, you just don't want to. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Leave me some comments. I really hope that this is not what they're going, and I really hope that Brandon is wrong, because if he's right, I'm going to be super disappointed with this season. I'll look at the season as like, I wish it never happened, the worst season ever, because it's like, don't do it, man. Fake out's fine. You did the fake out. That's cool. Or maybe one more year in season 6, okay. And if it's in season 6 sometime, fine. But not this season. Just don't do it this season if you're going to do it either way. We don't need that at the end of this season. Maybe next year or season 7, fine. But not right now. It's not necessary. Okay, so Vonda Martin says, my favorite part of this episode was that Morgan wasn't in it. So I actually kind of miss Morgan in this kind of an episode, because again, when you just have it with the new characters, you're kind of building up those new characters a bit, but it does feel a little bit empty when you just have kind of the newer ones. John's really cool and everything, and so is June and Charlie, but I don't know. It's it's just okay. Environmental stuff again. They did that last year too with the was it a hurricane that came through or whatever, the storm. So and even that maybe was a little bit better than this. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments below about that one too. Ross. Sallee says, tonight I decided to rewatch and binge The Walking Dead Season 9 on Netflix. And it is on Netflix now. So heads up for you guys. If you want to watch The Walking Dead Season 9, it's on Netflix. You can watch it now. Sounds like I did the right thing skipping fear based on the comments. Yeah, I think so. I'll let you guys know in the prediction videos, like based on what I'm seeing from the description, trailers, and sneak peeks, whether or not it's something. And you can watch them yourselves too and decide, like, is this something I want to watch or not? And if not, you can always watch my review the next day or during the week, whenever you want to. And I'll tell you what happens in the review and if I thought it was good or not. People will leave their comments of whether or not they thought it was good or not. And so then you'll get an idea like Ross did for this one. At The Walking Dead says, Trev, do you ever get recognized in public? So it's kind of a question about me. We'll just do like one or two more. I won't make it too much about me. It's about fear. But yeah, I do from time to time. At least I used to a lot. Like maybe it's not to say a lot, like 5 or 6 times total. Really, that's it. So not that much. But I don't really like it either. Usually when I'm out of the house, I'm like doing something. I'm like a man on a mission, right? Because you guys got to remember, I work my full-time job. Then I do this with you guys. Then I try to be a husband and I try to keep the house clean. I try to do all my stuff that I got to do, get the groceries, put the garbage out, all that stuff. So I'm like a man on the mission. Like, I don't really have a lot of slack time. I'm going here, I'm doing this, I'm going there, I'm doing that, I'm going back home, filming videos with you guys, going to work, doing this, doing that. That's how it is, right? So, but yeah, it's happened a few times, like when I got my oil changed and stuff like that. It was kind of cool. And pet store one time, so that was kind of neat. But yeah, the guy was nice. Everybody's nice, and a lot of times they don't say anything to you in person. Maybe they message you afterwards or something. It's kind of cool. So yeah, it's fun. It's not bad. And, but just once in a while. It's not like all the time. YouTube is sort of a funnel in a way, right? And also people look different when you see them off camera or in real life than what they do, like what we're doing here. They look a lot different, so people might not even notice. Okay, FL says, absolutely nothing is happening in this season, and a lot of things don't make any sense. It's a boring season, as bad as season 4. The cast is really good, but the showrunners suck. That's another thing that I wanted to bring up, which is, now that they've added on all these different characters, I feel like maybe they're having a bit of a struggle with which characters to put in which episodes. Because if you look at it, I almost forgot Luciana was even in the show, because she has not been in, the last several episodes. So she's going to be in this one coming up. But, there's certain ones like Daniel, Luciana, some of the others. You don't see them. You almost forget they're even in the show because they're off somewhere else. So I feel like they're kind of having a little bit of trouble kind of keeping everybody involved when they have so many characters versus last season and before when they didn't have as many. It didn't feel so strange that you don't see certain people. You can imagine that she's probably taking care of Dylan and Annie and the kids and stuff, but so you can fill it in with your imagination. But it's just weird to not see them there because they should probably always pretty much be around for the most part, right? It's just a little bit strange. The last one will be from Hacksaw5150. Who says, Trev, which one hurts most, watching this episode or doing the review for episode, the episode 4 this week? That was episode 11, the one with Wes. Which one hurts more? Well, now that I found out from Brandon, and he pissed in my cornflakes by telling me this, that one hurts more, doing the videos, because we find out stuff like that. But I'd say, which one hurts more? I mean, if it's a good episode, then both are awesome. Both are very fun to do. It's fun to do the review. It's fun to talk about it with you guys. It's fun to read your comments and do the Q&As with you guys and talk with you guys. If it's all good. If it's bad, doing the reviews and doing that stuff is worse, because then I have to think about, why do I not like it? What is it about it that I don't? And am I being fair? Because sometimes if you're not feeling good, you might just think that something that's pretty good is kind of bad. And so I try to be fair. I try to be in the middle, and I try to keep it mostly positive because, I don't want to just bitch about a show all the time. Otherwise, there's really no point in, doing it because it's not enjoyable. So, but when we have slower episodes and that kind of stuff, yeah, I'd say doing the review is probably worse than actually watching it. Yeah. Because, if it sucks, because then you're just talking about how bad you're disappointed. You don't want to rant too much. So you got to find kind of a middle ground there. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys, for the Q&As for this week. I don't know if you want to do any others for fear. Maybe we'll start doing Walking Dead videos because Season 9's on Netflix and everything. So maybe that's what we'll do for Season 10 coming up. And leave me any comments you have, though, and questions, what you think, predictions for this finale. What do you see them doing in these final 4 episodes of the season. And if you like the video, please don't forget to thumb it up below. You can share, you can favorite, and subscribe at the bottom left. That's it for this one. I'll see you guys again soon for another video. As always, this is Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.